coming up right now. We're going to head over to India, and we're going to visit a beautiful, beautiful place, the Periyar Tiger Reserve in the Kerala state in India. So we're heading over there right now. It is a model worldwide for the harmonious coexistence between indigenous tribal communities and the forests. But before we meet some of the team who's waiting there for us, I'm going to play a little video here to get us started. So here we go.
On this occasion of World Rangers Day, greetings to all my fellow rangers across the globe from Periyar Tiger Reserve, India. We are located in the Western Ghats, one of the biodiversity hotspots in the world. This reserve is home to very charismatic species like elephants, tigers, and gore, apart from many other species of endemic flora and fauna. On this occasion, I'm very happy to welcome you all to have an interaction with the frontline staff of this Tiger Reserve.
Welcome to Periyar. It is my pleasure to join with the global community of rangers from the land of Periyar Tigers. The Periyar Tiger Reserve is home to about 32 numbers of tigers and more than 750 numbers of elephants. The park was established in the year 1978. Today, it's an iconic success of conservation. We practice the participatory approach with the local communities for the successful conservation of the Periyar Tiger landscape. We welcome you to visit our Periyar Tigers Reserve once the COVID is over.
All right. Well, a great introduction from those directors, and we're going to get right into the main event with Jose. So we have Jose joining us. Jose Louies, he's the Chief of Wildlife Crime Control Division with the Wildlife Trust in India. He's also a biker and a beekeeper at heart, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to bring us in here right now. There we go. Let's make that screen a little bit bigger. How are we doing, Jose?
I'm good, Joe. It's a rainy day here in Periyar, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity connecting from Periyar. Yes, of course, Periyar is a conservation success story in India and for the rest of the world. And, as we all know, India has a diverse forest across the country, starting from the Himalayas and the deserts of Rajasthan and the deep jungles of the northeast of the country, and definitely the oceans towards the southern part of the country. So across all these landscapes, our forest rangers and frontline forest guards protect wildlife throughout the day and throughout the night. And definitely, in the last couple of years, they are also struggling with the challenges of COVID and related issues. I am actually connecting with rangers from the iconic Periyar Tiger Reserve from the southern part of the country, and I have a selected few of the staff who will be interacting with the world community of rangers today. So our plan is to bring each one of them who is representing various aspects of conservation and protection in this park, and let them have a small interaction, and then we will have a larger interaction with other people around. So I would like to invite Mr. Sebastian first, who is a section forest officer in the Tiger Reserve and who is specialized in protection activities. Mr. Sebastian.
പ്രത്യേക സംരക്ഷണ മേഖലയായിരുന്ന ഈ പ്രദേശം 1978 ടൈഗർ റിസർവായിട്ട് എലിവേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ പശ്ചിമഘട്ട മലനിരകളുടെ ഭാഗമാണ് വനം കൂടുതലായിട്ട് ഏരിയ വരുന്നത്. അത് വളരെ അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ കിഴക്കാന്തൂക്കായ പാറക്കെട്ടുകളും വളരെ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ്, നമുക്ക് കടന്നു ചെല്ലാൻ പറ്റില്ലാത്ത വളരെ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടേറിയ സ്ഥലങ്ങളുമാണ് നിലവിൽ നമ്മുടെ കാടിനുള്ളിൽ ഭൂരിഭാഗം പ്രദേശങ്ങൾ.
Yes, I know it is in the regional language, but I wanted Sebastian to come and talk about his life. He is talking about the kind of terrain where they are working and the kind of problems they face from poachers, and earlier days how difficult it was patrolling in the forest. Currently, they have got various patrolling camps established inside the forest, and they're also using modern softwares and techniques and tools to ensure that the protection is done at its best in the park.
കാടിന്റെ പ്രധാനമായ നമ്മുടെ എല്ലാ ഭാഗങ്ങളിലും തന്നെ നമ്മുടെ പ്രത്യേക ക്യാമ്പിംഗ് സ്റ്റേഷനുകളുണ്ട്. എന്നാൽ പ്രത്യേക പ്രൊട്ടക്ഷൻ ക്യാമ്പ് വഴിയാണ് നമ്മളുടെ കാട്ടിനുള്ളിലെ സംരക്ഷണ പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങൾ ഏകോപിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. അതിന് NTCA നൽകിയിരിക്കുന്ന M-Strips മൊബൈലാണ് നമ്മൾ പ്രധാനമായിട്ടും ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഈ ക്യാമ്പിന്റെ പോകുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഒത്തിരി ഉള്ളിലേക്ക് പോകുന്ന സമയത്ത് 4 മുതൽ 5 ദിവസം മുതൽ 10 ദിവസം വരെയൊക്കെ വരുന്ന ക്യാമ്പ് ദിവസങ്ങളുണ്ട്. 4-5 ദിവസം കൂടി തുടർച്ചയായിട്ട് യാത്ര ചെയ്താൽ മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് കാടിന് ഉള്ളിൽ കടന്നു ചെല്ലാൻ സാധിക്കുകയുള്ളൂ. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള പ്രദേശങ്ങൾ നമ്മൾ കടന്നു ചെല്ലുന്ന സമയത്ത് വളരെയധികം ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുകളും നമ്മുടെ സ്റ്റാഫിന്, ഫ്രണ്ട് ലൈൻ സ്റ്റാഫിന് അനുഭവിക്കേണ്ടതായിട്ട് വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. കൂടാതെ വന്യമൃഗങ്ങളുടെ ആക്രമണങ്ങളും നമ്മുടെ പേരിൽ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ചന്ദന മാഫിയ, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ കഞ്ചാവ് മാഫിയ പോലുള്ള സംഘങ്ങളുടെ ആക്രമണങ്ങളും ഞങ്ങളുടെ സ്റ്റാഫിന് നേരെ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്.
Thank you. So Sebastian is telling that how difficult it is to deal with the sandalwood smugglers and the people who come inside the forest to cultivate narcotic substances in the forest. So they had a tough time, but this Sebastian and his friend, his colleague Louies, they represent a section of the park rangers who actually protect this park. Yeah. Thank you, Sebastian. Now I will call up Nishant, who will be talking about the participatory forest management and how they protect the forest by creating a social fence. And let me tell all of you that these forest staff may not reach the international audience, or they may not interact with the global community, because most of the time they spend their lives inside the forest. So this is a great opportunity for them. And let us hear from Nishant. Over to you, Nishant.
Periyar Tiger Reserve സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം ഏതാണ്ട് 40ഓളം കിലോമീറ്റർ ദൂരം ജനവാസ മേഖലയുമായിട്ട് അതിർത്തി പങ്കിടുന്ന പ്രദേശങ്ങളാണ്. ഈ മേഖലയിലുള്ള ജനങ്ങളെ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊണ്ടാണ് ഞങ്ങളുടെ പ്രൊട്ടക്ഷൻ നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇതുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് ഏതാണ്ട് 5 റേഞ്ചുകളിലായി നമ്മൾ എക്കോ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് കമ്മിറ്റികൾ രൂപീകരിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇങ്ങനെ 81 കമ്മിറ്റികളാണ് നമുക്കുള്ളത്. ഓരോ കമ്മിറ്റിയിലും ഏതാണ്ട് 100ഓളം ആൾക്കാരെ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് ഏകദേശം 7000ഓളം ആൾക്കാർ ഇതിൽ പങ്കാളികളാണ്. ഇതുമൂലം വനസംരക്ഷണം വളരെ കാര്യക്ഷമമായി നടത്തുന്നതിനും അതുപോലെ അവർക്ക് വനത്തിനോടുള്ള ഡിപെൻഡൻസി കുറയ്ക്കുന്നതിനും സാധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്.
Thank you, Nishant. Nishant was telling that how the eco-development committees, which is actually a vital part of the conservation activities here, which is actually creating a 40 kilometers approximate social fencing. Social fencing means that these very people work with the local community, whether it is a settler, whether it is a tribal who is sitting in the fringes of the park. These eco-development committees, which is connecting about 7,000 families, which is creating a social fence. The idea behind an eco-development committee is that the park is helping in the day-to-day lives of the people around the park, benefiting them, ensuring that the parks, the benefits of the park is reaching these families, and these people from these very families ensuring that they don't support any kind of illegal activities, whether it is poaching, whether it is felling the trees, anything. They will ensure that the park is protected by the people, for the people around the park. So that's it. So Nishant and his team play a vital role protecting this park. Thank you, Nishant. Now let me introduce Jayan. Jayan, please come. Jayan is actually an extremely experienced and a very good biologist. The most important thing about Jayan is that Jayan is actually the true owner of the land. He is from one of the tribal families here. So Jayan is actually born and brought up here within the park, and he is today wearing a uniform and ensuring that he is one of the protectors. I really had an opportunity to walk with Jayan, and Jayan actually showed us a lot of butterflies, birds. I don't know what all. I mean, he is an extremely good naturalist. Over to you, Jayan. Tell about the survey part of it.
Thank you, sir. Actually, ലോകത്തിൽ തന്നെ വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ലോകം തന്നെ ഉറ്റുനോക്കുന്ന ഒരു ടൈഗർ റിസർവാണ് പെരിയാർ ടൈഗർ റിസർവ്. ഈ പെരിയാർ ടൈഗർ റിസർവിന്റെ ബയോഡൈവേഴ്സിറ്റി അത്രമാത്രം റിച്ച് ആണ്. നമ്മളിവിടെ പെരിയാർ ടൈഗർ റിസർവിൽ മെയിൻലി ആനിമൽ മോണിറ്ററിംഗ് ആണ് നടത്തുന്നത്. മീൻസ് എസ്പെഷ്യലി ഫോർ ദ ടൈഗേഴ്സ്. ടൈഗേഴ്സ് മാത്രമല്ല, അതിന്റെ പ്രേ ആനിമൽസിനെയും മറ്റ് ഈവൻ നമ്മൾ ഗ്രാസ് റൂട്ട് ലെവലുള്ള മാമൽസിനെ പോലും നമ്മളിവിടെ മോണിറ്ററിംഗ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. മാത്രമല്ല നിയർലി ഇവിടെ നമുക്കൊരു 63 സ്പീഷീസ് ഓഫ് മാമൽസ് ഉണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ 328 സ്പീഷീസ് ഓഫ് ബേർഡ്സ് ആൻഡ് നിയർലി 80 സ്പീഷീസ് ഓഫ് ഓർഡിനേറ്റ്സ് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. മാത്രമല്ല നമുക്ക് പെരിയാർ ടൈഗർ റിസർവിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് നല്ലൊരു റിച്ച് ടൈഗേഴ്സിന്റെ ഒരു ഹാബിറ്റാറ്റ് തന്നെ ഉണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ പെരിയാർ ടൈഗർ റിസർവിൽ ഏറ്റവും നല്ല അറാക്നിഡെ നമുക്ക് സ്പോട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന മേഖലയാണ് പെരിയാർ ടൈഗർ റിസർവിന്റെ. ഈ ആനിമൽസിനെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ മാമൽസിനെ എല്ലാം നമ്മൾ മോണിറ്ററിങ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് പെരിയാർ ടൈഗർ റിസർവിൽ തന്നെ. നമുക്ക് പെരിയാർ കൺസർവേഷൻ ഫൗണ്ടേഷന്റെ കീഴിൽ നമുക്ക് കുറെ എക്സ്പേർട്സ് സയന്റിസ്റ്റുകളുണ്ട്. അവരുടെ സഹായത്തോടു കൂടിയാണ് നമ്മൾ പെരിയാർ ടൈഗർ റിസർവിൽ ഇതുപോലുള്ള വളരെ വെൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു മോണിറ്ററിംഗ് സിസ്റ്റം നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. മോണിറ്ററിംഗ് സിസ്റ്റം ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ ആനിമൽസിന്റെ ആ ഡിസ്ട്രിബ്യൂഷനും അതിന്റെ ഒരു ഹാബിറ്റാറ്റ് മൂവ്മെന്റ്സും എല്ലാം നമ്മൾ നോക്കാറുണ്ട്.
Thank you, Jain. Let me just get it from him. How many species of mammals you said?
63 species of mammals we can find in
And birds?
Periyar Tiger Reserve. Birds more than 328 species of birds we can find.
So it is 63 species of mammals and more than 300 species of birds in this tiger reserve. I mean, there is high levels of endemism. There is a lot of animals which are found only in this landscape. So people like Jain are ensuring that they watch and record each of these animals. I mean, many of you may not see the kind of, must have not seen the kind of spiders which Jain will see day in and out. And when we walked in the forest with Jain, Jain was showing spiders in every bush. And thank you, Jain. And let me invite Anish. Let me invite Anish. Anish is again from the tribal community here, and he will talk how the forest department is working with the local community, how they are ensuring the community and forest department work together for conservation. Anish, please.
Here in Periyar Tiger Reserve, there are 6 different types of tribes are living here. So the people's main cultivation is the crops like pepper and coffee is there. So before the eco-development committee was launched in here in 1996, before this program was launched here, there was a big problem with the money dollars from outside. So after this program was launched, nowadays it's a good relationship between the departments and the forest department, because nowadays people are getting organic certification from outside, from local companies and all. So by this companies, so the people are exporting these peppers to the some other countries also. So by that, the people are getting 33% more price, which the locals from locals.
That's definitely good news. That the forest department helped the local community, because this landscape is famous for spices. Whether it is pepper, whether it is cardamom, there are a lot of spices from this part of the world. So the forest department is ensuring that these tribal communities, tribal families are getting a better price for their products, and they're exporting. And it is completely organic, and they are getting a better price, 33% more price than the market price, and they're directly exporting it across the world. So this is again another great example how the forest department is working with the community and ensuring that there is financial sustainability around the park. Thank you very much. And I know we are running on a tight schedule. Yes. Now it is Kutan, please. There is not only there are these regular protection people, but people like Kutan. Kutan is again from the same landscape. Kutan is a member of the elite commando force of the Tiger Reserve, who actually go on stealth mode to protect the forest. He has undergone commando training and various other things. Please, Kutan, please tell about your work.
ഞാൻ 22 വർഷമായി പെരിയാർ ടൈഗർ റിസർവ് ഫോറസ്റ്റ് ജോലി ചെയ്തു. അതിന് ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ഭാഗ്യം എനിക്ക് എൻ്റെ സഹപ്രവർത്തനം കിട്ടിയതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ അവിടെ മംഗളാദേവി ടെമ്പിളിൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരു വൈറൽ സ്റ്റേഷൻ ഉണ്ട്. അവിടെ വെച്ചൊരു കടുവക്കപ്പിന് ഏകദേശം ഒരു 2 മാസം പ്രായമായ കടുവക്കപ്പിന് കിട്ടുകയും ആ കടുവക്കപ്പിന് ഞങ്ങളെ കിട്ടുമ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ശരീരത്തിന് അരയ്ക്ക് താഴെ തളർന്നു പോയി കണ്ണിന് കാഴ്ചശക്തി ഏകദേശം കുറവുണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
Kutan is telling about the incident last year, where during one of his patrolling, their team came across with a tiger cub which was abandoned by the mother, and it was not able to walk. It was partially blind in one eye, and its limbs were not moving. So he is explaining what happened after that.
ഡോക്ടറുടെ ഞങ്ങളുടെ വെറ്റിനറി ഡോക്ടറിന്റെ നിർദ്ദേശപ്രകാരം ഞാനും എൻ്റെ സഹപ്രവർത്തകരും കൂടെ അതിനെ സംരക്ഷിച്ച് പോരുകയും ഇതിന് ഞങ്ങളുടെ കയ്യിൽ കിട്ടുമ്പോൾ ഏകദേശം ഒരു 3 കിലോ വെയിറ്റ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നുള്ളൂ. ഇപ്പം 3 മാസം പ്രായം, 3 കിലോ വെയിറ്റ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഇപ്പം 10 മാസമായി. അതിന് 40 കിലോ വെയിറ്റ് ഉണ്ട്. അത് ഓക്കെ, ശരീരമൊക്കെ ഓക്കെ, ഫിറ്റ്നസ് ആയി, അതിന് പൂർവ്വ ആരോഗ്യസ്ഥിതിയിലേക്ക് വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്.
So he is telling that when he got the tiger cub in his hand, it was hardly 3 kilos, and it was about dying. And today, I mean, they rescued the cub from there and they brought it to the veterinary hospital, and they ensured that the tiger cub undergo a full recovery schedule. I mean, the tiger cub got physiotherapy, it got medicines, it got care, and people like him who ensured that they remained with the cub, and they literally played the role of the mother, bringing the cub back into life. Today, I mean, yesterday was World Tiger Day. Yesterday. So yesterday, actually, they released this tiger cub, this female tiger cub, into a larger enclosure, and started an experimental process of rewilding the tiger cub. So that's another important thing, that not just protect, not just support the community, but do the core conservation work. Rescuing an animal, and an animal like a tiger, which the entire world is trying to protect, rescuing an animal, bringing it back, literally bringing it back to life, and trying to send it back, not to a zoo, not to a rescue center, but back to wild. So that's the kind of work which Kutan and his team members are doing. Thank you very much, Kutan. Now let me invite Ragi, who is the representative of the women folk in the park. There are a number of them working in the park, and Periyar's history actually has a lot of female heroes who actually worked along with everyone in the park and played their vital role, whether it is connecting with the community, whether it is protecting sandalwood, or ensuring that they go for patrolling in the park. So Ragi actually represents the women folk of the park. Over to you, Ragi, please.
So I'm Ragi. I'm working here as a bee forest officer for the last 2 years. Along with me, we are almost 35 ladies working here. The kind of work we are doing here was exciting. As a commerce graduate and a native of Alapura, a place where we don't have any forest area, I was very excited to work here. The work we are doing here is protecting the sandalwood, interior perambulation, etc. And along with the staff working here, the department, I'm very comfortable and I'm very satisfied with my work. So that's it.
Thank you, Ragi. I mean, that's what our women power from Periyar speaking. Finally, let me introduce Shekharan and his canine squad. Shekharan and his canine squad is not the latest addition into the park, but they started few years back. They are quite famous actually. They solved a number of cases. You can see the two majestic looking German shepherds sitting there under his command, and they work as a team, whether it is sniffing out people who entered in the park illegally, or attempt to smuggle things like narcotics or wildlife products, whatever it is. The Periyar sniffers, as they are known as, Periyar sniffers are really famous, and maybe let me ask Shekhar to talk a little about his canine squad.
Good evening, sir. ഞാൻ 1988 ജോലിക്ക് കയറുന്നത്. 2015 BSF ട്രെയിനിങ്ങിൽ പോയി ചേരുന്നത്. പെരിയാർ ടൈഗർ റിസർവിന്റെ ഓഫീസേഴ്സിന്റെ നിർദ്ദേശപ്രകാരം BSF പോയി ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തു. 2016 ഫസ്റ്റ് തന്നെ തേക്കടി വന്ന് പെരിയാർ ടൈഗർ തിരിച്ചു വന്ന് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തു. അന്നു മുതൽ തന്നെ 2019 കാലയളവിൽ ഏതാണ്ട് 13 കേസുകളോട് നമുക്ക് പിടിക്കാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആ 13 കേസുകളിൽ കൂടുതലും പിടിക്കാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്ന നായാട്ട് സംഘങ്ങളെയാണ്. അതിൽ 27 പ്രതികളെയും 4 ഗണ്ണും, ഒരു ജീപ്പ്, 2 ഓട്ടോ, ഒരു ബൈക്ക്, ഒരു.
So Shekharan, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
How many people your team got arrested?
27.
27 people who entered inside the forest for poaching.
Border inside the forest, in the border.
Okay, in the border, attempt poaching. And how many guns you recovered?
4.
4 guns, and any other thing? Any memorable events?
One 4 vehicle, 1 jeep, 2 auto rickshaw, 1 bike.
So that's it. It's a formidable force where human intelligence and a canine skill work together to ensure that culprits who enter or suspects who enter into Periyar Tiger Reserve is tracked and caught. And I'm absolutely sure, looking at these 2 dogs, I'm absolutely sure nobody would like to enter into the forest, ignoring them. So he and his canine squad work across the landscape, ensuring that the park gets added teeth for their protection. Thank you, Shekhar. And now we would like, the Periyar Tiger Reserve and the entire state forest department and we represent the forest department people, foresters of the country. We would like to salute the brave hearts who actually laid their life this year or in the past in protecting our planet. So I request the senior officer to come and do the parade.
So, attention. കഴിഞ്ഞ 1 വർഷക്കാലം വനസംരക്ഷണ പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങൾ ജീവൻ നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടവർക്കും അല്ലാതെ ഉള്ളവർക്കും വേണ്ടി സ്കോഡ് സല്യൂട്ട്. സ്കോഡ് ഡിസ്പേച്ച്.
Thank you, Joe. That is from Periyar, and the people are here, and we can enter into a discussion. If you have questions to anybody here, we would like to have a small interaction if the same is necessary. Over to you, Joe.
All right. Jose, wow, thank you so much. That was so great to meet so many members of the dedicated team there. That was great. So you have to pass on our thanks to the whole team. That was tremendous. Can you hear me okay, Jose?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, so we have a couple minutes, so we can work in a couple questions. The first thing that I think is of interest is does maybe 1 or 2 want to tell us a little bit of why they're so passionate about what they do, what led them to become a ranger?
Okay, let me ask somebody that why did maybe Rahi, you can come. The people across the world, the fellow rangers from the rest of the world would like to know why you became a ranger. So what is your passion about? What is the passion? What is driving you as a ranger? A ranger means a person who's working in the front line of forest. Please.
As I said, actually, I don't know anything about forest. From the beginning, my first trekking happened here in Periyar Tiger Reserve as a beat forest officer. And each and every day it's exciting. Lot of, I don't know how to say it. Each day is different for me. One day is happening, we are protecting sandal, and the next day we are going inside the forest for perambulation and seeing so many things that I have ever seen in my life. And when this pandemic situation happened, that was the time when I realized what kind of work that I'm doing here, protecting the entire area. And this is a place where we are provided good air, and for the protection of the whole world, we are working here. So that was the best part, I should say, as I'm working here.
Thank you, Rakhi. Yes, that's what they do. They're doing their little bit of work. They're protecting one patch of the forest and protecting, being part of the global warriors who protect planet Earth. That's it, Joe. And maybe any other questions, Joe?
Maybe we can squeeze one more in here, Jose, about, would one of them like to share a story about a time that made them really proud to be a ranger?
All right. Thank you. Okay. So probably that is the recent story of the tiger cub is what making most of them happy. And I'm having Kutapan here who actually looked after the cub, who lifted the cub from the day one and who looked after it. He will speak in the native language. I will translate it for the rest of the audience. നമ്മുടെ ടൈഗർ കപ്പിനെ പറ്റി ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അതിനെ കിട്ടിയപ്പോൾ എന്താ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ സന്തോഷം തോന്നിയത്?
സന്തോഷം തോന്നിയത് അതിനെ ഏകദേശം നടക്കാറായപ്പോഴാണ്. അതിന്റെ നടുവിന് താഴെ തളർന്നിരുന്നു. ഒരു 4 മാസം കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് അതിനെ നടക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു പ്രാപ്തിയിലേക്ക് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് എത്തിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. ആ സമയമായിരുന്നു ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ. അതുവരെ ഇത് ഇടഞ്ഞായിരുന്നു കിടക്കുന്നത്. ഞങ്ങളുടെ കൂടെ ആയിരുന്നു എന്റെ കിടക്കുന്നത്. ആ സമയമായിരുന്നു ഞങ്ങൾക്ക്.
Okay. Actually, what he's telling is very interesting. I mean, this is very touching. Actually, he's telling that when he got the cup, when they were looking after it, the cup could not walk. The hind limbs were totally disabled. It could not walk. It was just dragging itself, and it was literally sleeping in the same room with them because they were taking care of them. And he's telling the happiest moment was that when he first started seeing the cub started walking. I mean, he's telling it is probably like his own child walking. So that was his proudest moment in the forest. I mean, in the recent past. There may be a number of them like that.
കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം താഴെ കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് അതിനോട് ഒരു മാനസികമായിട്ട് ഒരു ഞങ്ങളെ വിട്ട് പിരിഞ്ഞു പോവുക ആ ഒരു ഫീൽ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സങ്കടം ഉണ്ട്. പിന്നെങ്കിലും അതിന്റെ ആവാസവസ്ഥയിലേക്കാണല്ലോ പോകുന്നത്. ആ ഒരു സന്തോഷം ഉണ്ട്. അതിന്റെ പൂർവ്വ ആരോഗ്യത്തിൽ എത്തി സന്തോഷമായിട്ട് അത് തിരിച്ചു പോകുന്ന ഒരു.
Okay, so it's another interesting thing now he is telling. As a person who picked up the cub and looked after it for all these months, almost a year, about 10 months, the cub was being looked after by him. And yesterday, when he actually sent it to the new area, the larger enclosure where it is actually undergoing the rewilding program, he's telling it's a mixed feeling. He's very sad because the cub is no more in their personal space, in their personal custody. He's no more the only father and mother to the cub, but now it is in the larger enclosure. He's very happy. The conservationist inside him is happy. He's telling that I'm very happy seeing that the tiger cub is going back to wild. That's the beginning of the great process that the cub, which was probably his own child in his personal feeling, it is going back to the forest. It's going to become an adult tigress, and that's what makes him proud. I think that's a wonderful thing which we are hearing from him. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Joe, for the final conclusion.
All right. Well, Jose, I can't thank you and this team of Rangers enough for joining us on World Ranger Day. Just sharing with us some incredible stories, some stories of dedication, some stories of, overcoming challenges, and just some stories of passion. It's clear that they're all very excited about the job they do. They're all very proud of the job they do. So, from everybody tuning in and everybody who will be viewing today, thank you so much for being with us and doing what you do.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everybody. And wishing all of you across the world happy World Rangers Day. Signing off from India.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.